Alright, hello everybody, welcome back. Many apologies, this is why I'm finding myself here on this channel, and not on the venues one, to cast and stream. We're back! Many apologies for that tech issue, kind of lone wolfing it here on this cast, so I think we figured it out, so welcome back. We're still here in the round as, well, it's looking mighty strong. Still, on behalf of Alpha, as they complete another play. Just start us off again on this stream the right way, which is to say with just a nice accurate hit. Yeah, I mean, very tough round happening right now on Quack's behalf, and you know, meanwhile for Alpha, just trying their best as they can to get something going, you know, start igniting that fire if they can. So as these teams roll out once again, Quack just looking to send it over there to Irony. Irony hitting the other side now as it goes to Gob. Gob with that disc once again. That's going to be sent back into the midfield. So as Middleman takes that one over, now is getting it over there. Just back and forth play, just trying to find their first points if they can. They just might here, and they do! So there's Quack with a goal. Took them most of this round, but they finally got it going, and hopefully for them that can start establishing some of that momentum that they really desperately needed for sure. All right, so with that said, rolling out now, Stody with the disc, and Stody looking over to that side panel. National Agency going up high, going to be taken by Sir Dominic there, but unable to find a conversion, so unfortunate on that miss, but I mean, they're still kind of riding high off of the 18. Looking for that quick stack. I mean, there it is, three-person chain getting back pretty efficiently. The boss is there to try and contest things and make matters tough for Alpha if they can, just try to find some of that stability here going to the latter seconds of this round. I mean, 30 seconds left at this point, so definitely playing from a tough position, but as always in these last minutes of any kind of lopsided first round, anything you can get going in these last couple minutes will still be very helpful and productive towards, you know, your overall efforts. And let's see, Middleman with a disc is just going to push right off and, well, sail it right in. Good way to end the round there as Alpha gets scored on by Middleman. And finding themselves now at the victory still, though, is Alpha, and after this first round.
That's the end of this round, and blue takes the win.
And it will be 18-4 on the score, so pretty decisive victory on that end. But that said, still some clock yet to play. All right, so heading into the score screen here, minding you that these will now be kind of partial stats, so not really indicative of the full effort there, just because of the disconnect I had halfway through the round. So again, apologies for that, and for anyone joining or rejoining me on this channel, well, welcome back. Again, got a lot of great games going on today at the highest of levels. But that said, you know, staying tuned here in this one in the lower bracket. Quackheads Alpha continuing to fight for their lives if they can.
Round starting in 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, so launching off in the second round as we get underway here, and it's pretty much the be-all, end-all of the Quackheads here if they want to stay in it in this season 2 of gameplay. So trying to do just that as they get started on the second joust, second neutral joust of the match here in round 2. It's going to be decidedly in the hands of no one, really, just back and forth before finally collecting it and slamming it home. Sir Dominic right from beneath the defense and right beneath the goal as they get the score first for Alpha just about 30 seconds in. And just continuing to build upon that lead, or upon that momentum, I should say. That's the key that we mentioned in the venues stream as well, and the other channels. Just not only having success in one round, the important thing is actually being able to maintain that kind of that pace and maintain that same execution. It does get difficult, especially, I mean, at any level of play, but high level as much as anything. You know, you're so fast, so aggressive, so physical. You know, the energy levels, right? They will have their own ebbs and flows, just like any other part of the game. So you got to be able to just, especially in these long-form tournaments, these cups that go on for some hours at a time, be able to maintain that same steady kind of gameplay. It's much, much easier said than done, for sure. Middleman is going to roll over down to the boss on this rollout and sending it to Irony. Irony the slap over to Gob, so gotta love these quick rollouts. I mean, very precise on the passes so far, but as we all know, all it takes is one miss, and there is the miss indeed. Being stunned out, had not too long to spare thanks to that alpha stack looming by, but you can see the boss doing a great job to break up a couple of the players for alpha, but it's still not enough to stop Martin III from getting it and sending it back to Dominic. So Dominic right back to National Agency. Agency sending it right back to Martin now. Everyone really on alpha doing a good job to touch the disc at least once and just keeping control, you know, through that team play. And that's an important thing as well, keeping everyone on your team involved and touching that disc and not going for too long, you know, feeling frozen out. You know, that's definitely one of the keys, because it's good to go to hot hands, of course, if you have someone who's having a great offensive day. But that said, I mean, Alpha having a very nice offensive day, but Middleman has more to say about that, as is often the case. A great save coming out from the man in the middle, as that goes very, very close to the middle of the goal. Retrieved here, anchored off. Look at the jukes, that really nice maneuver from the boss. Unfortunately for them, not really able to convert on too much behind that, but still, the move was good. Now they just got to try and find their stacks, which they do, and get there before Alpha, which they, well, they do, sort of. They weren't there first, but they were more precise with it. The three Alpha players overshooting a little bit, so this is going to actually enable Middle and his team here to maybe take advantage of some numbers. Sailing right towards Irony's head, but wasn't able to turn around in time, so maybe the comms not quite there fast as they wanted to. And that said, punishing on that shot, wow. Just Sir Dominance on that one from 38 meters down the floor. Really stretching the bounds for that, and that was a great shot. Being hit from Dominic way down deep. And that's how you know a team is feeling good. When those shots start flowing and looking as easy as that one did, despite it being you know, such a deep shot and from a you know, tight angle. Could have hit that small island, could have hit the barrier, but no, it just glided in with precision. And that's how you know a team is feeling in a good rhythm, when they just have all the most difficult things look really, really easy. So very good for them for sure, as a push off here comes from Irony Man. Great delivery though from Irony to Boss. And now they're going to get their first couple points of the second round here for Quackheads. Nice passing play, nice team chemistry being shown. Getting that one. About 6 minutes on the clock here left in round 2. All right, so Sir Dominic now sending it over to Stody. Stody will pass it immediately over there to Martin, and he's going to try to avoid the stacks. They just creep right by him, and meanwhile trying to put some opponents to sleep with Sir Dominic with some stuns, but Stody not falling asleep on the interception, was there already to collect that. Now Middleman is there as well to contest, as a few different players all pile up and start bruising. Before the clear, well, there you go, is intercepted once more by Stody. Great positioning. Oh, goes for a kind of duck fake, a jump fake, and then no mistake on the play, gets the score. Alpha 9-2. Some very tricky maneuvering, maybe a little bit of dubstep disc at the end there. Right before the shot, perhaps, but you know, the moves up prior to that, as he worked it into the bubble area, gave kind of a nice little duck fake of sorts, if that makes sense, right? Just was looking like he was going one way, but no, he was actually just winding up for a good jump over, kind of hurdling over the opponents. Now that said, Martin III with a disc right back, and they're looking just for that clear, that boost, but just throw it into the intercept from Middleman. So Middleman getting the disc back. They have 4 minutes, 40 seconds left. They're going for that bouncer of a shot, and that is just barely off. It will still be collected up high here now by the boss. Boss just trying to be patient with it. Wait, and still yet is going to be met with a defensive hands from Stody. right there in the tunnel now with the disc is Martin and Dominic trying to hit over there on that shot as well. Stody was in the area but being brawled out at the same time, so some good moves being shown, and that shot was very nearly in regardless, but nonetheless going back to Gob. Now Gobshite sending it to the boss, and the boss right down the floor once more. There is one player already back thanks to some grabs, and that's Martin the third there. Now his team joining him. But look at that fast interception. Oh, but the good grab from Martin the third again. So looking like that goal was open. Nope, that's just a great grab instead. And just like that, back to the other end. The patience on the hesitation move, but the great steal from Irony Man. Super important one because I did not want to give up potentially, you know, another couple points that put them at that bigger disadvantage. I mean, with 3 minutes left, you don't want to see Alpha going into the double digits at any point in this near future. So Stody with a disc, though, might have a chance to make it happen still yet. Stody just juking around once, twice, 3 times. I'm sold, and right now Alpha is as well as they get that goal to go. It's 11-2, favoring the blue side. And just looking to really close this out now, if they can. 3 minutes left, though. Quackheads trying to fight for it really hard. And, you know, they're still a team. Again, super long-time players, you know, in season to season, playing for one team or another, but for a lot of it playing, you know, with each other here. It's a very, you know, between a lot of these teams we're seeing today, I mean, we're seeing a lot of these veterans, you know, as much as the scene has grown these recent months, with the Quest especially, it's still, it's very cool to see players who've been around for 2 or 3 years as well, still in it, still playing at a high level, and still, you know, finding them here approaching finals. Of course, you know, as we saw with some of these rookie teams coming into the league, I don't think it'll be too long before we see them most definitely reaching the finals for, you know, just regular season play as well in the not too distant future. That said, man, Stody, another good grab. But here it goes again. Quack still alive, getting it back. Great cutoff there. Middleman was there with a punch, was able to at least knock it loose, but Stody is still there for recover. And the boss now getting knocked out as it gets taken by Gob. Gob with 2 minutes left to spare. A deep pass with precision and gets it to go, but just barely through the defensive hands of Stody again. I mean, those grabs from Stody today really locked and on point. But still, ever the persistent were the Quackheads, as time does continue to dwindle, unfortunately. So still going at this one here. We'll see, you know, 1 minute and 37 seconds left. It's starting to get into that mathematical zone where comebacks won't be possible. So at this point, I mean, Quack is going to have almost no choice but to start really just dragging themselves out the goal if they can and start bothering and bruising like they do here. So that's a good turnover potentially caused. They clear, though. No angles on it, really. So it was a bit of a tougher one. That said, a grab here. This could be big if they make it, but no, another good snag out there. And somehow Martin even grabs the disc right back. That was a just nice 1-2 punch kind of to deny the shot and then just have the disc float right to him. That being said, Middleman with the disc right back is going to get it to Gob. Gob sending it over to Boss. Boss trying to stay engaged and was just able to break free enough to dunk it in right on the goalie. So it's 11-6, 46 seconds. It is a matter of urgency now going to be here for Quackheads. Basically need to force an almost immediate turnover. And they're trying to do that. I mean, there's a stack just sailing past, so once and twice they're going to try again. But now with this just narrow stall out almost, I mean, the time is just about gone, unfortunately. That said, the stack is through. That pass is about to be delivered. And with time winding down, however, it unfortunately is going to be the end of the Quackheads season. Just unable to find that last shot there here in this lower bracket matchup. Alpha, congratulations to them as they will advance and still stay alive with 1 more 3 just to cap things off one more time. So Alpha, they will take us away in the 2 rounds. The second round, much more contested, especially there. I mean, there are some windows for Quack heads to come back and potentially force that round 3, but Alpha doing a great job to close it off and ultimately securing that victory to advance. All right, so keeping in mind as well, again, the scores here are mostly complete. We're missing a few minutes of action there due to some tech issues on the stream side of things. Again, very much apologize for that. We were out of it for a few minutes in the first round, so missed out on a handful of plays, but that said, Alpha was able to secure it just the same. Let's see, 18-4 and then 14-6 across those 2 rounds. Successfully defending here. You can see their regular season records. Alpha just 1 slot ahead of Quackheads. 6th place on the regular season against the 7th seeded Quackheads. So, you know, neck and neck, but ultimately it was Alpha just looking to continue rolling on in this tournament. And like I said, for Quackheads, still always a pleasure casting them, seeing them, and still yet congrats for what ultimately is still a successful season there, yet again for their team. Always great to see them for both of these teams. And yeah, with that, so they will advance now. Alpha, that is. They're going to advance to face, it would seem, Omega looking like. So that match we should be following here on this channel. Not a problem. But with that said, we'll take a brief intermission and we'll be back with some more Echo really shortly here. Alright everyone, hello and welcome back to VRML. Sorry about that silence, kind of lone wolf in it here on this this channel. Of course, we got our awesome venues event going on, being multi-man casted there with the rest of the crew on the VRML main channel. And on venues and YouTube and so on and so forth. But over here on this channel, well, you got me. You got Palidore. You got another lower brackets matchup as we continue to follow the progression of Alpha in this bracket and facing off now against Omega. So Omega coming up ahead against Scuffed in that last series in the lower brackets, and now just advancing their way through on the stream here. Interesting story too, because on the other side of things too, Vertigo going to be facing off against the loser of Team Gravity and Smash Dash. And should Vertigo and Omega win, they could both meet again in the next round. Have kind of a rematch of that first round. What some people might have considered an upset, perhaps. 2-0 Omega taking that one. But in order to get to that point, they're going to have to go through Alpha. Alpha here really showing up big time in that last series versus Quackheads here in the lower brackets. And still continuing in this best of 3 to fight for their playoff lives. So we'll see what this match in particular provides. These players do get ready to go in the near future, I do believe. We shall see. But yeah, you can see here, for these teams, Omega coming in on the season, regular season, 5th place, 13-7 on the record. Alpha in 6th place, 9-7. So very close together. It was a similar story there when Alpha faced Quackheads just moments ago, where it was the 7th place versus the 6th place team. Now the 6th versus the 5th. So I mean, Alpha, really gonna have to put themselves through the ringer, quite literally, to go up the rungs, the runger, I guess, of the ladder, and meet themselves or make their ways back to where they can maybe meet the upper bracket again, potentially versus Smash Dash, or I mean Smash Dash as well facing Team Gravity. I haven't heard the scores on that quite yet, but depending on how that goes, I mean, could definitely be seeing a potential rematch in there if Alpha wins. Could be seeing Smash Dash facing them again in the near future. So interesting developments all around. I mean, matches and rematches essentially occurring here, and could go either way. Between these two teams, I mean, recognizable faces. Everyone here basically from even preseason of VRML back in November, December 2019. And of course, extending far beyond that as well, back to the ESL days of competition and early Echo Arena in general. So I mean, a lot of familiar faces coming in here. Now about to compete and see what they can manage. Alright, so with that said, round 1 about to begin. And yeah, exactly. Interlock Studios joining in here, saying Alpha versus Omega. Yeah, gotta love the synchronicity there. Not the first time actually as well. We've seen them on play against each other in one of the earlier venues events around maybe week 4, 5, something of that sort. Now that said, launching out here immediately. First it's Stody with a grab, and Stody is gonna send it over there to National Agency, and National right down the floor. And yeah, Interlock by the by. If you thank you for joining on this channel, but there is on VRML main also matches going on, so you got choices for sure if you're wondering where the ruckus is at. I know there were a lot of people in that match as well. Across the avenues, but I wanted to split off from that and make sure we covered some of these other matches for reasons like that, okay? Because that is a great way to start off on a hot shot from Taco on Thursday, about 40 seconds in, 41 seconds into the match, and a very nice way for Omega to get on the board. Now Alpha's coming off of what was a hot victory against Quackheads. They had a lot of points across those 2 rounds, but of course, as we know, game to game can be an entirely different personality to each game, just depending on what the matchups are looking like, And for these teams, I mean, they've got the name matchup on point, but as far as the game matchup, yet to be determined. We'll see. I would say Alpha has the momentum advantage And yet I haven't been able to obviously see how Omega's been performing in the other matches as well. So it's really difficult to say with any certainty exactly how they might be feeling. But I know Alpha, at the very least, getting it saved, in fact. There's Dave. So for Omega, just handing it off. And now right back, though, to Orange side. There's Stody up to Martin now. Martin the third being stunned out. And immediately on the grabs, though, look at that. Everyone down the floor. Like I said, there's not a player that didn't get a grab somewhere along those lines before being stunned out. Half of them being kind of stuck in the middle off those stuns. Now, that being said, it's over here to Sir Dominic with the disc, and is going to send it into the bubble, already prepared for a clear in the boost. But Dave now. Dave stand, making them Dave sit with the stuns and doing a good job of it. That said, Taco on Thursday over to the station and now taking it away, or being stolen from, I should say. It's Sir Dominic now losing it off the head of Martin. And fortunately for him, really frantic pace to start this one off now, or at least since that last joust occurred. Back and forth action, now maybe trying to open it up for a 3, just off the mark, but taken back. Nope, take it back. It is going to be a stun going to Taco. So the brawl game, definitely a big story here as the midfield play continues. I mean, you're just seeing stack after stack, and then you're seeing in each series of stacks, 3 or 4 players getting left behind in piles because of the punches. So look at that. Just all the way down the floor, as you can hear someone not happy about that grab off that shot attempt, perhaps. So was a good stack to complete it, and now will be a point nonetheless. 3 of them, in fact, coming in from Omega. Also, to Interlock Studios, appreciate that. Well, welcome either or. Like I said, I mean, you can't go wrong. Matches on this channel or the other channel are both guaranteed to all be good. I mean, at this point in the season, and with finals, all you're left with are the cream of the crop. The players who've been dedicating their season to just staying at this high level and trying to make their way to claim their portion, their share of that $3,500 prize pool. Thanks to our sponsors, and that said, sponsoring that shot, it was National Agency. So got the first 2 points here for Alpha. Took them a fair bit, 4 minutes. So not the the quick start that they wanted compared to some of their last matches, but point is a point, and that is indeed the point, as we have the 4-minute mark now pass, I should say. So still 6 left in this first round. As the stacks now once again unfold and take it at the trench. Actually, it's Stody there. We'll just have it intercepted by Taco. Taco is going to immediately release that into a goal attempt. Now that barely misses. It'll ding right back into Stody's hands for Alpha's side. And Alpha losing it now to Dave. So Dave, yet another series of stuns to maybe, look at that, squeeze through the goal. Big shot, Dave. Can definitely buy a lot of positive momentum for Omega, as if they already didn't have it. But being able to hit nice fadeaway shots at that, I mean, they can definitely build you even more of that snowball effect. Feeling really good as a team, because when you're feeling good, the lower percentage turns it to even higher percentages. There's a rhythm multiplier, right? I know it's not just the video game thing. It's not just something you play in 2K. No, it's reality in all sports, right? Once you get into those zones, suddenly you just start flowing. The unlikely stuff starts going. All right, now Dave is trying to show up with a shot, but look at the save. Stody's just sailing in at the last possible second. I mean, there was no time left before that got in. I mean, fingertips, basically, just able to slap it away. That said, recovering still, it's BK. BK sending it towards the midline off of that bounce on the wall. The immediate stack following through with some punches as well, knocking it loose. There's Sir Dominic with a very quick bouncer through the tunnel, but it's taken back by BK again. So the frantic pace continuing here as they blaze down the floor, opening up maybe a corner pocket. They got a cutter, they got 2 cutters, but just going for the goal himself. It's Emil. Didn't stutter. No, sir. It's 11-2. Omega having a mega big scoring round now with some really nice passing. 11 points here with 4 minutes left to go still. So pace is definitely continuing to pick up. And right now it's Alpha just trying to pick up the disc off this launch and just going right back out to the offense and trying to find something in these last 3 minutes. Still plenty of time for them to go, for sure, but just want to be careful. Again, high pressure, high stakes for sure, knowing that One loss here for either team on the series. That means the end of the season. That means the end of these finals tournaments for them. So with that fully in mind, National Agency picking up the second score. Both of those shots for Alpha going to National here in this match thus far.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, so on this launch now, just anchoring now a clear that just gets sent into Martin's hands. Martin will back it over to the bow tie. So possible momentum shift underway. Won't say for sure, but I mean, causing a couple turnovers and getting a score. I'm a little bit more assured now as National Agency. Just ticking every box and just doing what he needs to do to stay engaged and to keep his team, you know, afloat basically. Because, yeah, the rhythm is a little bit off at the moment, but, or at least a moment ago. But if you get one hot hand, sometimes that can be enough to bring, you know, the rest of the team kind of back into the groove. And certainly with that shot, oh my goodness, talk about a groove. It's Emil. Look at that. Not an inch of space even between the disc and the pole. That barely squeezed through, and that was still a very big yield. What a shot. What a shot. Somehow squeezed it through the defense at that. I am not... there was defenders there, but it was just, yeah, it was quick enough and decisive enough that it just slipped by. And you know what? That was all she wrote, because it is, whew, wow. Nonetheless, right back into it as Alpha. They're down by 7, which with 2 minutes left is still not definitely a differential too impossible to overcome. But I mean, man, those kind of shots from half court like that can be definitely backbreaking to a mentality. We'll see if that is the case here as they try and retrieve it. Look at those nice redirects. And now just directing it to the nest. So taking it in, one-on-one, gets it done. Taco on Thursday. Very, very clever on the fakes. Nothing too aggressive with it. You can just see, like, here it goes. The nest pass, and look at that. Just kind of a swooping move. Just to make that goalie hesitate, and that's what you need to do against great goalkeeping talent, is just make them think extra twice. Wow. Make them think extra, or at the very least, make them kind of just hesitate a little bit to kind of readjust. If you just let a goalie eye you down, hold on, that is a very, very timely shot right down. I'm not sure the time is too conducive to a comeback, but Martin III. Still keeping them in it. The thing is, okay, 6-point differential. I think no matter what, the good thing for Alpha here is the fact that they did get some scores going after being held scoreless for a lot of the round. That was the big thing. You know, they had trouble getting going. That said, Omega has not. Okay, so they make another shot here. But what I was getting at was, you know, Alpha at least started getting some scores in now in the latter half of this round. That's at least enough, you know, to kind of kickstart their motor, I think. And, you know, Omega, they're going to be very glad to take a nearly 20-point mark here. A 9-point victory overall, unless a very quick score happens in a second. Which just may, but no. And well, maybe a little bit of dismay as that miss happens. But nonetheless, 19 points here, favoring Omega. Strong opening round, but Alpha, watch out for them because they were not that far behind. I mean, despite the 9-point differential based off that last 3, they still brought it close. There was a lot of kind of goal-for-goal action there for a little bit, and we'll see what the next round provides. All right. So with that, take a look at here at the stats for you, courtesy of Ignite, of course. And always amazing with their help in powering our overlays and our stat pulling and what have you. So that said, story definitely Emil, 11 points. But really all of Omega piling it on. The important thing you can see, everyone has an assist, right? Everyone, I mean, disc possession is pretty equal from all the players. And the thing is, if you look at that, you say, well, look, they didn't even have a lot of possession time, only 40% of it compared to Alpha. But yeah, every player on Omega, you know, holding the disc for about an even amount of time, just about. And even though they have less possession time overall, the thing is they were efficient with their goals, right? They got rid of that disc quickly. They made decisive maneuvers. So as we do see this second round launch go underway, that's going to be a factor. You know, it's not always about how long you hold the disc either, even though stall game is, you know, a very good meta to or a good strategy to approach, you know, the team dependent. I mean, if you can execute it, it's a great thing. But you don't have to necessarily be stall heavy. If you're just fast enough and you're precise with your execution, you don't even have to hold down onto the disc for that long. You know, like here, they're not doing that at all as they go for a shot attempt. But look at that denial from Taco. Not an uncommon sight to see Taco on Thursday in a postseason situation in these big matches, providing some big plays. So a great save there. Let's see if they can get them to the other end now for Omega, starting it off here on this round. But no, a big grab from Stody now, getting it knocked out of there and sent through the tunnel. So some good defensive plays following these stacks up and down the floor, just back and forth. Sort of a stalemate to open up this second round, at least in the first minutes of action. So we'll see where this continues to go as that pass goes over to Emil. Emil just evading that stack a little bit, but the stack now redirecting. You can see pretty aggressively played on the defense here. The thing is, if you are fast enough and you're quick enough gathering your stacks, it doesn't have to be a punishing thing as they punish Emil on the dive. You know, sometimes you say it's risky being too aggressive. You know, the purpose of stall game, for instance, as Taco goes for a passing play. Purpose of stall game is to drag out defenders, right? You want to get them out of position and then take advantage of a number situation inside the bubble. That said, if you're a team who's really fast with stacking on offense or on defense especially, you might not be punished by the stall game quite as much if you are good with the speed. You know, you can bother people in the midfield and then get back in time. That's what we're seeing a lot of. Like, you can see it right there once again. Now, that said, Dave Stan will still be able to walk it in, so taking advantage of a one-on-one in that sense. But you still saw that stack for Alpha. They were able to get into the midfield, and they were able to get back into the bubble somewhat in time. Just couldn't quite realign their positioning. But as I said, yeah, the speed was there. Just weren't really able to regather their positioning is all. So with that said, Stody with a disc here is going to send it right on across, right below the Pac-Man, and now being packed with a stun, it's Emil. Sending it right back into the orange line. Actually, nope, right back into the blue. So Emil getting a self-pass of sorts and trying for another clear down the floor. Fortunately, the stack there for the cleanup, but now just having trouble for Omega to actually clear it through, taking a handful of awkward bounces off of the Geo, and this might open the door. Let's see. Oh, that's a tough angle. National Agency nearly making that a very quick shot, and that could have been a big hit to take a lead now in the second round. They try it again and denied again, this time from BK, but look at that. It's Stody right there in the perfect spot by the Cloud. Now starting to be closed in by the defense as Martin III is closed off now by Dave. Dave has been playing some great midline play here across the rounds. And all right, here we go. Again, a shout out as well to Twitch chat for joining us, and then shout out now to National Agency for the shot attempt. But Taco on Thursday with some great contempt. Man, oh man, there is that man again. Hard shell defense, and could it get the goal? This could be a big one. Just dragging it in is Dave Sands. So might have been a little bit off there, perhaps, and, you know, guaranteeing the goal, attempting for the 3. So, you know, the idea was correct, and it's what they needed. So 4 points now for Omega. Kind of unfortunate for Alpha. They were playing some pretty good defense at points, but just end of the day, they got stifled, you know, by the defenders on the side of Omega, and eventually resulted on the plays. And hello to Ryruff and Blue Angel in there, as well as Interlock Studios, as that's going to lock down, drop down. Oh my goodness. Oh, BK. BK. That was big. And that was cool. With a K. What more can you say? It's hard to be surprised. I'm impressed. It's hard to be surprised, though. You know, sometimes with bouncers especially, I know, you know, intentional, sometimes it's luck, sometimes it's both. But like I said, everyone knows general areas to clear it, to give them a chance at making it. That's why it's not a coincidence to see long heaves from the deep line. They'll go in one way or another. They're gonna get you. Just like that. 63 meters. If there was any more perfect timing than that, I mean, Omega, ridiculous. Mega ridiculous. Wow. Okay, so two big, just full court basically flings in a row being hit now as Martin III, wow, really in a position where, I mean, it was looking even for the first couple of minutes, not really too big of a scoring pace being shown. Right now, kind of a slowdown underway, if nothing else, which is, you know, less usual to see here from Alpha. And you know what? It buys them the 2 points. Might be what they needed. It's not too often we've actually gotten to see Alpha slow it down to space out and just breathe, you know, for a few seconds in the midfield. So had a chance to actually space, and you know what? It got them the goal. They're not out of it yet. There's still 4:26 left in this second round. Omega took the first one, and they are certainly in great form here in the second. But, you know, Alpha, there's the speed once again. Now in the defensive stacks, you can see the double stacks, in fact, now just trying to break apart and maybe recover this disc. They did knock it loose, just unable to actually produce a firm turnover off of it. But that said, maybe Omega doing the job for them, kind of an unforced turnover right past the hands. It's going to be a punch, though, going for that Dusty. It's Taco on Thursday, the recovery. Now a three-person chain sailing down as Stody recovers. And now it's right back down towards that bubble where it's taken by Emil. Emil having it intercepted now, taken back by Stody. Stody the shot attempt, but that's going to be picked off by BK. Already has a player attached, and now as the stack gets denied by the punch, it might not matter because the disc actually sails right back towards them. Emil looking for a clear, but once more, the clears in this round, Omega, they may be ahead, but they definitely are experiencing some rough clears as a shield move goes through, as does the points. Right through the draped on defense and the goalie right below. Sir Dominic, excellent shot to bring them back within 6 points, still with 3 minutes and 17 seconds to spare. See Magnuson there and Super Buddy as well calling Omega fire from the long shots. Definitely firing off here. But that said, let's see another turnover being caused. So we saw this a little bit towards the end of the first round, or at least the latter half, where Alpha did start causing turnovers. It did start making some points and just bringing the momentum back in their favor. They still have 3 minutes left to do it. So, I mean, you know, for Omega, they got to be careful, hunker down here, and try to just execute with some precision and carefulness, not try to force too much or, you know, get too cluttered and crazy. You know, you got to know that the pressure is high because these teams, they're fighting for their lives in this Season 2 situation, in these finals of the season. So this is a lower bracket. It is win or go home, and they're not trying to do that. Go home, that is, although they already kind of are. But technicalities aside, still trying to complete it here as a Dave Stan playing some midfield again, gets a clear down the floor. There's the stacks coming in with some time, but just the overshoot, unfortunately. So it's going to get back here now to BK. BK backing that out so smartly. Might have had an open goal, but just honestly, the safer plays that they prioritize for Omega, the better, I think, at this point, especially with 2 minutes left. They don't want to be too risky. Please tell me no. Almost another one of those flings had it not been for the island. That said, Martin, oh, trying to back it up. That is a big miss. Oh, unfortunate. I like the idea, but just maybe a miscommunication, misgrab. The stack wasn't far behind. Oh, the punish is not there, though, at least not yet. So maybe still an opportunity to recover, but that is, the miss in itself is actually super punishing there. They still have some time to spare, but I mean, tough situation because the window was there, and we actually saw that in one of the matches earlier on. I believe it was from Smash Dash. It might have been Alpha, actually. Either or, though. We've seen this earlier in the day. It's just that spent a lot of time is the problem. Now that they missed that shot, they got a minute, 10 seconds left. Still an opportunity here to make up for lost time. Let's see. There you go. A hook shot from Martin III. It will keep their team momentarily, at least, still contending this second round. 4-point differential, though, is going to mean they have to act fast, and they got to cause some very quick turnovers. So that means, as aggressive as Alpha has typically been with these stacks on defense, they need to turn it up to 11th gear, basically, and be even faster, be even more precise. Otherwise, the time is just going to be draining and fading their chances here as that shot is taken, just dinged off. Not dinged off, but bounced off the island. Taco on Thursday now. 30 seconds left. A shot here will ice it maybe, but Stody trying to keep him alive. Now it's a deep clear being heaved into the other end. The stacks coming in now just trying to contest that one. They have the lane. They have the shot, but the time is the time. There is the question. There is almost none left. It is a 1-point game. That is a big shot, but unfortunately needed to come a minute ago. And with that said, the time is just not there, barring the most miraculous joust I've ever seen. I know it's possible to get about 3-second jousts, but barring that, yeah, just a second and a half maybe. Too little, too late. And that is a tough loss for Alpha to take, especially factoring in the turnovers late there. And some clutch plays for sure, trying to make, you know, that last 3-point hit happen, but just was not meant to be. So with that said, in 2 rounds, Omega will now advance by the skin of their teeth in the second round, but advance no less in these brackets. And for Alpha, that will, unfortunately for them, end their season here, their season 2, and their adventure, or their venture into these finals. But still some great performances. We've seen them, this is their 3rd match, well, for all these teams really, but nonetheless, you know, fighting hard and just weren't quite able to put it together there in that second round. But still, closely contested game. Unfortunately, denied that 3rd. Always making for it, but, you know, again, high pressure, high stakes situations. I mean, for Omega, they're more than glad to be able to close this one out, just barely. But yeah, those are the ones, and it happens. I want to say too, I mean, it happens to everyone. Not that it makes it easier in the moment, but I remember. I remember definitely times where, in big matches, there were a couple times, some rather costly issues that I had where they just, you know, that's kind of the double-edged sword, but the beauty and the beast of these high-stakes situations, right? It's mistakes are so much more punishing, both in the context of the game and just emotionally, but it also makes the highlight moments all the more, well, high, right? So, you know, it's tough, and with that said, then take a look at the stats here. And will be a great effort all around once more, just from several of these players on Omega, really carrying the load in terms of everyone assisting each other a bit here. The possession time still yet through the 2 rounds, pretty equal overall. So it's not, you know, one person holding it back too much. It's just a lot of these, you know, the disc sharing and then the clears and the boost, able to get, you know, keep the possession time down and result in these quick goals and such. So, but still yet, I mean, Emil, 14 points, big score for him, and 16 stuns as well. You had Taco on Thursday with 5 points, 3 assists, 24 stuns. Dave Stan coming through with 7 points, a couple of saves in there as well as 24 stuns. And then BK, 3 points, 2 assists, 2 saves, and 2 steals. That's 2 nice for Omega. For the Alpha side, getting a read on their stats here, it was 5 for Martin III, 1 assist, 1 save, 31 stuns. He had National Agency as well with 9 points, 1 save, 1 steal, 29 stuns. Sir Dominic contributing 5 points, 2 saves, 25 stuns. And then for Stody, 5 assists as well as 3 saves and 14 stuns. So with that said, we're going to take a brief intermission here, just kind of realign what is coming up next here on the brackets. So do stay tuned as I attempt to do so here. Of course, we have stuff going on venues as well. I'm not sure the progress of the matches on there or where that's at, but on the VRML main channel, as well as the YouTube, Facebook Live, and those channels for the venues portion of our streams today is also available for viewing. So that's it. I shall be right back. Stay tuned. All right, everyone. Hello. Sorry about that momentary delay. Just kind of reconfiguring on my end on what exactly we were going with this. A little bit of a delay on this match in particular, but you know what? That is perfectly okay because they're here now, and that's what matters. And furthermore, matters even more is the fact that it's another win or go home kind of game. And off this first joust for Vertigo and Smash Dash, everything continues to be on the line here on Channel 1 with this match in the lower bracket, as well over on the venues channels and all the related channels there that are going on at the moment. That is a hot match between Phantoms and Team Gravity also going on. So a lot of stakes at play, but with that being said, we'll see who's going to come ahead in this series. So, Vertigo and Smash Dash been fighting hard all evening long as Twang Pants goes for a really strong finish. Look at the, just a little sauce that he put on that fling right into the goal, just to give it that spin and that power that he needed as it kind of dinged on the way in. So, good start for Vertigo. And hello to Taco and everyone else joining in the Twitch chat. So that said, here at the outer edge of the tunnel, it's going to be picked off eventually by Smash. Dage there sending it over to Street Boo, and Street Boo right down the middle. Now, it's going to be taken here by Damus. Damus sending it over to the bow tie to Sanch, and Vertigo right back at it again. So up to the front line here, it's going to be taken now. Actually, Sanch getting stunned out, and now the shot a little bit too low, trying to avoid the hands of the goalkeeper there, but nonetheless, Slin able to get it clear. Now, saw Slin earlier on stream, over on venues as well, just having an incredible showing. Not sure what they've been up to in the last round since I've streamed them, I've casted, but definitely knew who the hot hand was earlier on, and seeing if that translates over to this round. So with that said, Sanch with the disc here. And it's going to be sent over to Twang. Twang Pants nabbing it over at the midfield, and just trying to find that stability as Vertigo sends it over now, and just kind of tries to, again, work it in through the midfield. They're losing the handles a little bit, but finding the pass eventually up to Sanch. Now Sanch trying to hit the diver, but a little bit preemptive on that. Wasn't quite in position near that anchor. That said, Twang Pants somehow just gets the disc, finds Damus on that play, unable to find a conversion, but still somehow keeping control is Vertigo, at least for the time being, as they send it right down low to Damus again. So more players being left stunned, and it's going to open up Sanch. Well, he gets stunned as well, so never mind that. But back on the slap, and look at that. It actually gets over to Sanch. Oh, but the save from Slin. Not only offensively on fire, but apparently defense too. Great grab on what looked like a guaranteed goal. I think there was just an extra quarter second of hesitation from Vertigo on that shot for one reason or the other, and that enabled enough time, just enough time, for Slin to get the grab. So still kind of a stalemate here the last minute or two of play. 2 points for Vertigo so far, but otherwise a lot of just progress being halted here, especially at this blue side of the floor. But we'll see what happens now as Twang Pants brings it right back up. So he's going to bring it outside the tunnel. You can see the cutters starting to come up from the midfield, so just offering the angles now and the passes. You can see Twang Pants doing a good thing there to kind of hold up the stack for an initial second, but Vertigo also just kind of staying in the midfield, not pressing the numbers advantage initially. And because of the speed, you know, numbers advantages in the bubble don't last for all too long, as we've seen many times in these streams. But all right, let's go to the other side of the floor, where it will just be a rather easy grab there for Vertigo. They had, relative to what we're used to, a lot of time to grab that disc. I mean, one or 2 seconds is kind of an eternity in this context. So that said, same thing again. You know, we're seeing these really deep clears going through for Smash Dash. But as far as resulting in anything on the other end, not been the case. Infiltrate, though, definitely on the case for the second goal for Vertigo. So lower scoring here. So there you go. I mean, 3 minutes off of that last joust before we saw another score. So just kind of being stuck here somewhere, again, in the midfield and back and forth, you know, not able to break the defense after multiple attempts, but finally at the end there, they got the shot that they wanted. Maybe we'll get another one quickly here, too. Let's see. I mean, the defense now completely actually on the other side of the floor. So this is going to open up a rather rare open goal. They did miss the opportunity, but they'll still get another one back thanks to the rebound. And now trying to go up from underneath was Sanch, looking for perhaps that dunk, reversal dunk of sorts, but just being denied by that stunt at the last second. So staying in it here, though, on the offense. I mean, this has been the case. Vertigo's getting possession back time and time again, it would seem. So even though they're lower scoring, they're definitely getting some volume in terms of these attempts and these drives at goal. They have some options. They hit the right one. Infiltrates, gets another goal. So 6 points now here in this lower bracket match between Vertigo and Smash Dash, competing to keep the dreams alive in Season 2 over here in Europe. So, and that said, the winners from this match will go on to face Omega. Just had a victory against Alpha on this stream not too long ago. So, I mean, as tough as these battles have been, there's still more to come. That is the nature of these style of tournaments, these kind of cup formats, especially here at the end of the season where the stakes are higher. Teams competing for that $3,500 plus value and prizes, including cash, vouchers, jerseys, badges, you name it. And of course, perhaps the most important thing really is just the pride and respect of your teams and the viewers on these streams. I mean, everyone playing, whether it's in season or out of season, all these players here you see, they're still in Echo Arena. They're still competing over the months, regardless of what's happening in the league, because they love the game. That's what it's all for. They're playing to compete. They're playing. Each team is playing to kind of push each other to new limits over these seasons and over these years. So, they want to be able to call themselves, finalists, call themselves champions, and calling that shot Slin again. It's 6-3 now, so cutting it in half. Finally breaking the seal after, 7 minutes just about in this round. So, just like that, you'd say, oh, Vertigo had some good momentum. They got 3 shots in a row. Easy does it. Well, look at that. 1 3-pointer away from just cutting it in half, and just like that. It's as if it wasn't ever substantial to begin with. And, that's just kind of the battle that you're seeing here. These teams really trying to play their edges and make every single point count, because at the end of these matches, especially, they do count. The grabs like that count for a lot as well. Sanch playing close quarters, as he is very well known for and good at doing, for sure. Twang Pants taking over that disc, and maybe a self-pass of sorts. Intentional, probably not, but regardless, he still recollects and tries to send it over there to the sidewall. Slin trying to clear, but Twang Pants, good positioning, will recover. And back to the trench it goes, as a pass is recognized down to Infiltrate, but for some one reason or the other, just unable to really gather the disc, maybe getting kind of stuck on the floor anchor there, which we do see happen every now and then, and always definitely a point of frustration, I'm sure, whenever you just feel like, you have those preventable errors. So really for Smash Dash here, it's going to be pertinent for them to get some stacks going and get some scores going, because now if that had hit, that could have been a tied-up game, but unfortunately, it shall not be the case. Oh, no! What was that? Well, a good recovery is what it was. That would have been devastating off of a misclear, just kind of awkwardly out of the hands, was unable to wrangle it in through no fault of his own, of course, as that shot is very, very close. My goodness, Smash Dash coming in late here with some breathtaking plays, nearly, as a Slin does make another one to cut the lead for Vertigo down to only 1. Timely goals coming in here. Like I said, every point counts. Proven, if nothing else, by the fact that we are at a 1-point differential in this match. So, that said, sending it up to Sanch, and now Sanch to Twang. Twang back to Infiltrate. Infiltrate over to Damus. Everyone on Vertigo touching that disc at least once in this rollout. You love to see it. What that means is they're conscious of their positioning and always offering themselves a line of sight. That's such an important thing in this game, is no matter what you're doing on the floor, if you're on offense especially, majority of the time, I mean, barring some special instances, you want to always have a line of sight to whoever on your team is holding the disc, I mean, you want to be doing other things and trying to be effective on the floor, sure, but always give your teammates options. Don't be shoehorned, just into one. That said, oh, hold on now. Big turnover being caused. So Smash Dash 20 seconds left. That is actually super important. Let's see. They could get this. They could make this. And they will take this. Smash dash from the depths of despair. And it's Sendo Target taking a 1-point lead in the late game. Wow. Smash dash out of nowhere. Blitz for the 7-6 victory in this first round. Clutch plays in the midfield and then on the boost. My goodness, 7-6. What a match this has been as well. A lot of great ones going on today. I know over on venues as well. I mean, just a lot of hype in the air tonight. And it's for reasons just like that. All right, so with that incredible finish, quick detour over to the score screen, allow me to just collect my own self and get hydrated and get ready for the second round. That was hot. All right, so just what a comeback. Like I said, it seemed like Vertigo was in pretty decent positioning for a lot of that match, right? A low scoring one, granted. That's why I said every single point counts, and boy did it count or what towards the end, right? But that said, all it takes a couple of quick plays, you know, a 3-point here or there. I mean, that's what happens, and that's why. Like I said, it does not get better than this at the end of seasons. When everything is on the line, every play just means so much more. A Sendo Target now, coming off, no doubt hyped and feeling great with that ending to the round. For Vertigo here, even though that's a disappointing loss to eat in the first round, they cannot let that get them down. And will they? Well, that shot won't go down, but they're still going to recover here for Damus. So the thing is, they still executed well overall in the round, you know. One more thing gone differently, they would have taken it. So they got to keep that mentality still locked here and intact going into this round as they try for their first score. They'll get it. It's Vertigo. Sanch, a very nice play. Didn't have much momentum coming out of a stun. Didn't matter. Found the goal that they needed. So big plays being shown for sure. 9 minutes here left in this second round. So still getting into it, but yeah, like I said, everything just, you gotta love it. Nothing like playoff season, championship season. I'm still enthused over what we saw a little while ago, and we've had so many of those kind of plays, you know, round deciding, game deciding these last few weeks in big time matches. So with that said, you know, Vertigo here doing a good job in the midfield for the clear and the boost now. They're gonna just wind themselves right into the disc of that trajectory. So like I said, these teams getting very clever with the way they roll out and pass the disc. I mean, they can pass it to designated areas sometimes, but they're still counting on stacks to kind of meet it there instead of just waiting for the stack to get there first. A beautiful pass, and will actually result in the shot for a Sanch, I believe that was. It unfortunately takes a roll off of Sendo's head, but points to Vertigo for that. 4 up. Smash Dash yet to score here in this round, barring that not really self-goal. But yes, so Smash coming out here off of that first round upset in the context of, you know, comeback victory, that is to say. But still finding themselves stifled thus far, but it's still kind of like the first round where it's not super high scoring or anything, so that's why you're saying one team could be in firm control, it looks like, but all it really will take right now is a single, you know, shot from Smash Dash to just immediately cut it in half or bring it to within 1. So it's just, if it maintains the same pace that we've been seeing, I mean, even if Vertigo scores here, which would be timely, and indeed they do, so it's a 7-point lead for Vertigo, exactly what they needed. Still the same case, though. I mean, we're literally a 3 from Smash Dash away halfway through this round, which is what happened in round 1, to make this series still right back competitive again in terms of the score margins. So, all right, we could be eyeing ourselves a round 3 based on this, though. So far, Vertigo definitely in control here to begin this round. Just 3 minutes in already, a few scores. will be backed out to Street Boo. Now Street Boo with that disc, working it up, now back to the trench area right beside it. A nice cut coming in from Dej, but will be cut off by Twang. So leaving him hanging, leaving him twanging. And up here it's going to be taken by Sanch. And, well, just getting bopped with the stuns. Kind of a dose of his own medicine, in a sense. But Twang Pants getting it clear, will bounce around everywhere as more and more brawls. They're going to continue to happen there at midfield. You can see just a huge delay before the disc was eventually recovered on the other end by the separated stacks. So that said, Twang Pants losing the handles on the disc actually as another scrum unfolds right down below the Geos here, and continuing to do so. 6 minutes left here, still to play in round 2. And Sanch now with that disc, going to back it out over to the midfield. So Twang Pants with that disc and with control furthermore for their team. And let's see how they play it. Vertigo at times, they're definitely a great passing team, but a great defensive player is Street Boo. A good stop. The clear right bounce down the sidewall, and that's going to result in eventually a recovery, though, for Twang Pants. So right back to the midfield, almost intercepted, and instead just bouncing right back into the bubble nearly. Now, so Dej taking that away, and maybe they'll capitalize on that defense from Street yet, but nope. Definitely not going to be an easy factor there, as yet more stack breakage goes underway. Such a big part here of what Vertigo is trying to do. In addition to the passing, once they've got their offense set, before they got their offense set, they're definitely trying to, delay the stacks as much as they can. But yeah, that's the rock, paper, scissors of Echo. Sometimes it's deciding when you should go, when you should leech, when you should brawl. There's a different time for both, or for all three, I should say. All right, so with that said, Sanch with a disc here right down below. There's a couple of defenders kind of in the area, but he does get the pass over to Damus. Damus has options available, some nice spacing here. You can see kind of that formation at play, right, offering some passing angles, triangles at that. And that's a very dangerous one. Will just be picked off again by Street Boo. So went softly off that backboard. And now quickly on the approach. Slin with a disc, needs a score, couldn't convert, but Sendo Target playing the cleanup game. There's 2 points now for Smash Dash. Took them a little bit of time, more than they would have liked, but we saw this in round 1, all right? They had trouble scoring to open up the round for Smash Dash, and then wouldn't you know it, a couple of shots later, they stole that round away from Vertigo. So it is not out of the realms of reach. So over on this rollout, you can see Vertigo, once again, not trying to, in this particular case, play it too aggressively down the midfield. They're trying to kind of work it around the stacks. Executed pretty well on a lot of those passes, but as always, it's once you string more and more passes in a row together, the percentage chance of one of them not working goes up and up. So it's very tough at any level, but especially at the high level with this kind of defense, to string along just successful pass after pass. Margins of error, very, very narrow, as yet more stacks go on through. Now, Sendo Target taking the disc back, flings it right down the tunnels. And now Sanch will take it right back, sending it to Vertigo, or for Vertigo to Twang Pants as they once more space out. But as always, when they move up the floor, you can see the great spacing being shown by Vertigo. A Smash Dash now with Street Boo in the goal, are just trying to play the other 3 defenders right out the bubble, and for a good reason. You see, pressuring the passes or the shots right on the outer edge means that if you do force them into that fling into the goal, well, you have a very reliable defensive stalwart in Street Boo. That said, will not be able to save it that time. Has had 3 saves this match, or this round, but Twang Pants says no. That is not the charm. I'm going to take it right in, and just through a pure battle of persistence, we're going to score again. It's what they did in round 1 as well, where Smash Dash got some turnovers caused and played some good defense, but Vertigo was the ones recovering a lot of the time off of that. But all right, so Now, Twink Pants from the bottom here is going to pick it off and just separate himself from the cluster up as they send it into the midfield. Unfortunately, nobody is home, so that's going to result in a takeaway by Vertigo. Maybe a chance to make a play, but maybe forcing that a little bit too quickly in the context of how much time they had to spare and the kind of lead they're dealing with. So as much as we see the stacks at play and the speed at play, at this point, especially if you're Vertigo, you got that 7-point lead. This is where you do want to definitely space out all the more and just pass around. Try to delay, because otherwise you're opening up the window for Smash Dash to make another upsetting comeback in this round. So Sanch with a disc here is going to fling it right down the midline, but there are a couple players waiting. Oh, they both miss it, however. So second attempt there from Slin on that stack will get it back. So kind of frantic, honestly, in these last couple minutes, and why shouldn't they be? This is finals weekend. This is lower brackets at that, so it's you gotta win. Just plain and simple, you gotta win. So obviously it's these moments of the season where just everything is coming to a head as Sanch goes ahead. 11-2 now for Vertigo, and we are at this point all but guaranteed that third round. Just about here. I mean, the 9-point advantage, it would have to be a string of Hail Mary threes essentially if they want a chance. So, you know, a kind of turnaround round coming in for Vertigo. It would have been very easy to get super discouraged off of being, you know, having a round stolen from you in the last few seconds of round one, where they felt like they had it in the bag. So, full credit to Vertigo. They came out and they executed. You know, even through some of the franticness as it's been the last few minutes of play here, you know, when it counted, they still got their points, and they did not let the upset in the first round there kind of take away from what they otherwise were doing well. So with that, Slin will send a shot that just dings off that goal. And rebounded here by Sanch, just slapping it away, and same with Damus. So with the clock winding on this one, we are going to a third round mighty soon. So all right, happy to say, just from a fan perspective, right? I mean, when two teams are at the top of the game, top of their games, you want to see them just take each other to their playing limits, essentially. So there you go. We are tied up on the series, 11-2 to Vertigo in that one. All right, sorry about that silence. Just hydrating the old self as we get ready for this third round. See chat starting to fill up there. Hope you guys are having fun watching this and or playing. I know some of the players also popping in between matches or after their matches are finished. And glad to have you along. You tuned into an exciting one. As you can see, we're going to the third. So it is indeed all on the line for these teams. Now, that said, well, we'll see what these next 10 minutes do provide here. I mean, again, these teams are every point's going to matter. It was a lower scoring start to the round two. I thought we were looking at maybe a similar, you know, round one as round one, where it was just kind of, it came down to literally the smallest of things to happen. 1 point lead exchange back and forth at last minute, resulting in the Smash Dash win. I thought it was kind of going in that direction in the second round. Turned out to not be the case, as the deeper we went into it, the more Vertigo started scoring and did break into the double digits there. So for Smash Dash, as we do launch here into the third and final round of this lower bracket match, like I said, it matters right now. That shot, it's going to matter. It's 2 points for Smash Dash, and especially important because after going that last round, not really able to put together too many scores, being able to start the next round the right way, and with a score at that, that's important for the mentality and just keeping the spirits high. It's kind of a cascading effect if you see the goal not being scored on your end, you know, for extended periods of time. So with that said, finding a clear, there's the stacks coming in. The goal a bit exposed, but now going to be covered off. So Sendo target will back it just for a second, trying to enable Street Boo there to maybe brawl out the goalies, but there were, you know, 3 of them kind of in the area. Was going to be a tough fight to win, essentially, and they will turn over the disc as a result. It will sail now into the awaiting hands of Infiltrate. I should say it was awaiting their arrival there on the nice boost. Will be Sanch now, sending it in. That's the second time I think we've also seen nearly being picked off, but will be Sanch ultimately with a goal there from the bottom, and putting them up now, or putting them tied, I should say, at 2 apiece, about a minute and a half in. All right, so on this launch out, yeah, keeping it close. I see Jersey in there. Hart can't take it. Mine can't either, but you know what? I wouldn't want anything else than matches like this today. As we see another play being made, perhaps. 3 different players all approaching. Oh, you know what they were going for, but they could not quite complete it. They had that numbers advantage, and it looked like they were trying to go for a stun goalie and then shoot that 3, but just overshooting the disc instead. And it's a very tough miss because, like I said, depending on the overall context of this match, especially if it does end up being a lower scoring one, it's those specific instances where you kind of come back to and think, man, if that one had gone differently, it could have been such a different match. So trying to make the most out of their opportunities as they can. Twang Pants with the collection, sending it over to the station, and now Damus trying to make that play. You see that midline defense from Slin coming in with the heavy hands, just brawling and brawling again. Sanch, they're sending it over to Infiltrate, but now a ding on their end. So sort of neutralizing each other, these 2 teams now on some of these good opportunities, but not quite there on the conversions. So now will it be a walk-in goal potentially? Oh, the juke, and Sendo barely squeezes that through. That was playing with fire right there. But firing off for the 2-point advantage, smash dash. All right. All right, so rolling out now, trying to respond with some points of their own. Again, it's Vertigo sending it over to the bow tie. It's Damus with a play. Have Sendo on the barrier. Street Boo is in the goal. Watching ever so vigilant. Over there now to Sanch, though. And Sanch kind of turning into his spot. He's connected a few different times now across the rounds. Right from that spot, just beneath the goalie's feet. So definitely a favored place, and yeah, anytime you can get passes near that goal, it doesn't really matter if it's backboard or if it's above or below, but the closer proximity you can connect on those passes near the goal, it's going to mean a higher likelihood that you convert the shot, because you're giving the goalies less time to really react to what you're doing as an offense. Now, actually connecting on those passes, not the easiest thing in the world all the time, as Twang Pants kind of waves goodbye to the stun player, tries for a shot, but that one will miss, and that one's going to be rebounded by Slin. So yeah, it's really just coming down to these shot attempts, unsuccessful conversions, but again, you know, only based on the fact that these teams, they're feeling the heat, they're feeling the adrenaline. I have 0 doubts as we approach the last 5 minutes of round 3, and that is a really beautiful 3 from Slin. 14 meters, a second 9 meters deep. That was slim margins, that was Slin margins, and they are pulling ahead by 3 for Smash Dash. What a good play. That is not the first time we've seen in matches today from Slin specifically able to just somehow eke by a shot through defense and through tough angles with like no time to spare. Really fun to watch. A marvel to watch that kind of offensive precision and concentration at work. The amount of concentration that takes, incredible. Now that said, here we go. It's Vertigo trying for their offense. I mean, they still have plenty of time. We got basically half this round to spare still. 4:44 with Vertigo on possession. So just attempting to react. There's Slin feeling good off of the shots, now just playing some defense and some brawling, which he'll gladly engage with a variety of players. As, oh no, okay, oh no. It was not in, it was close. We've actually seen that a couple times here. Also on this channel, earlier on, Omega had some just devastating like 60-meter flings, 2 in a row from 3/4 court, full court, just about, that went in. So I was prepared for it to happen again here in this match. That said, here we go. 3-point advantage here to Smash Dash, trying to go for that shot, but you can see again, this is the defense that Smash is trying to prioritize here, right? They have Street Boo in the goal, who is a supreme defender, and then it's the bubble defense they're trying to play aggressively until we see that. So getting it through again, almost on a save with Street Boo. Unfortunately, we'll still go in and get the points for Vertigo. But yeah, I've seen this from Vertigo or Smash Dash multiple times now, where you can see as Vertigo tries to come up into bubble, they're being cut off right at the edge of the bubble. They're basically being forced to throw it towards that goal because of how aggressively they're being cut off. And when you have a great goalkeeper like Street Boo, that just makes it you know, an easy job for him. Not that goalkeeping is ever an easy thing, but it makes it a much easier job for a goalkeeper of his caliber to just kind of nab off these, you know, not 7, 8, 9 meter flings that Vertigo has been kind of forced to take at times due to the aggression. But that said, just a 1-point advantage for Smash Dash now. Maybe going to grow it here, but no, both players overshooting. Twang Pants now. Oh, Sendo, look at that short-range leech, and also trying to find Street Boo on the pass. You got to love that. You know the comms are flowing right now. I mean, you know they're intense, but the point is they're coming through with that kind of immediacy you see on the recovery, and then just they knew where to put that pass. So they are well prepared, just trying to execute now just the same. Now that disc is going to go close to that bubble. It's going to open the door for a score, and Vertigo, they are going to go up by 2. Twang Pants, big conversion. 2.5 minutes remaining. If you don't think these players are feeling it, I know they are, because I am. This is getting down to the wire, and I'm starting to feel the butterflies in my stomach, which you gotta love from a viewing perspective when you just get to watch these matches that do that to you. Just, man, 2 minutes left. Here it goes. Infiltrate on that clear, right through the tunnel. Gonna be snagged off eventually by that stack, trying to build that speed once again, but no, right into the midfield. And unfortunately, a double overshoot it looked like from Smash, but they're still going to be able to get it. Just might not have the 3 that they initially had. That said, taking a while to line it up. Oh, and off the body. I think it was off the head of Infiltrate. That was a difficult angle from Slin again, of course, just taking the opportunity, but being denied. So a 2-point advantage now as we approach this final minute and 35 seconds. And now it's going to be taken, pinned off, and scored upon. Sanch brings it home. 90 seconds remaining. 2-goal advantage at minimum now for Vertigo. Into the thick of it. It is for those who are tuning in right now and maybe did not catch the first round, Vertigo was at the advantage by a couple goals towards the last couple minutes as well. And then Smash Dash, they came back. It's already happened here before. Could happen again. Needs to be fast. It was fast. They've got 1 minute. This match is a 2.1. And we are heading for an exciting finish, whatever happens. Great, again, concentration, execution. From Slin, from Smash Dash. Needed that desperately. They're in it still. Absolutely. So, rolling out. That disc will be kind of lost by everyone. And oh my goodness, that was going to be dangerous. I got nervous as Street Boo does get a clear. I shouldn't have doubted Street Boo's ability to grab that, but you know me. Nonetheless, it's going to be taken here back by Vertigo. Precious seconds wasting off the clock, and now it's going to be all about control. They don't need to score, but they can't turn it over either. So whatever they do, they got to be careful with it. They're going to back that out now. So indeed, there's some stalls. 15 seconds. This is kind of at the point. They need to start dragging out defenders really quick out of that goal, because otherwise it's going to be that victory going to Vertigo. 7 seconds left, and just going to heave it over to Sanch, and Sanch with one more cap off. Vertigo, they're going to take this match in 3 rounds and advance here in the European Finals of VRML Season 2. What a game, and heartbreaking, no doubt, for Smash Dash and their supporters, and for Vertigo's side, relief. And yet, only brief, because they still got a ladder to climb. 13-9. All right, so as we redirect to our stats real quick, we're going to have the next match going pretty shortly here, so do stay tuned. I don't want to delay things too long, as this match did get started rather late due to some tech issues and such. So with that said, you know, like I said, it's tough. It's tough because in these situations you see teams play like that. You don't want either team to lose, really. You know, as a caster spectator, because you just see all the effort they put into it, right? And man, I mean, round one comebacks, game winners. You know, round 2 went to Vertigo, and again, credit to them for not being discouraged by that first round. And then third round, I mean, it was so close, literally down to the last possible minutes of action. So it could have gone either way, but Vertigo, very happy to say that they, for them, you know, they're happy to say that they can advance, and they're going to be facing Omega here in the lower brackets. So it's intense. It's intense. But big stats being shown, you know, from several players here. You see 10 from Slin and 2 assists, 3 saves, 82 stuns. Par for the course of for Slin there. 6 points for Sendo and 4 saves, 40 stuns. He had 2 for Dage, 2 saves, 44 stuns. Street Boo with an assist and 23 stuns. And then over for Vertigo's side was Sanch with 13 and 2 assists, 3 saves. Twing Pants with 7 points, 2 assists, 3 saves. 3 assists for Damus, 2 saves, and then Infiltrate with 4 points, 2 assists, and 5 saves. So, all right. With that said, now I'm going to kind of intermission really quick and just rekindle the connections with my casters there on the other channel, and we shall be back one way or the other on one of these avenues. Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, hope I didn't startle any of you. Just to give you an update on the next match there, the last match of the day, that will be in fact on the VRML main channel, so it's going to be on venues. So for this channel, that will do it for us, but you guys definitely go redirect yourself to the other one, and we shall be joining you with what is yet another elimination match. It's going to be Vertigo facing off against Omega, which is kind of a return of that first round matchup, so do stay tuned for that. But otherwise, thank you for tuning into this channel. I'm going to roll the credits here in just a second, and yeah, we'll redirect you to where y'all need to go.